What's going on, guys? Michael Sartain here with another software update. I'm at the AVN Awards, the AVN Expo again this year, and I wanted to ask a bunch of the girls who had gotten into this line of work, like why they got into the line of work and how that it kind of affected them. Remember last year, I did a video kind of going over why girls got into this space. So many women who normally would have been like, you know, I don't know, a receptionist at a normal business ended up having sex with themselves on. And I wanted to go over like where this epidemic came from and how this whole machine worked. This year I came back and I asked the girls a couple of questions. Here's the 3 questions I asked every single one of these girls. I said, how do you think so many individual content creators, meaning I'm not talking about mainstream, but just like girls who do OnlyFans, Sex Panther, how do you think that that has affected men, average men, when it comes to dating? That was the first question. I think you guys know the answer to that, but you're gonna be surprised at what the girls answer. The second question I asked was, how has you being in this industry, making content, how has it affected you personally? And third, I asked the girls, if made $7 billion in 2023, do you think the world is more or less accepting of this industry? And then we'll check out what the answers are to these questions. And then I'll give you guys my answers at the very end. All right, ladies, introduce yourself.
My name's Tori.
And I am Crystal.
Okay, now the 3 questions I have to ask you guys, and it's gonna be different because you guys are in Australia and you might have a different take on this. The question, first question I'm gonna ask you is like, the world has changed a lot in the last 6 years.
Facts.
Right? In the last 6 years, people were not, you didn't have this many individual content creators that weren't mainstream. And so you see a lot of girls who normally wouldn't get into this industry who are getting into the industry, right?
Yes.
There's an option there for them. My first question to you is, do you think that this industry has made it harder or easier for the average man when it comes to dating?
Harder. Oh, that is a good question. I think harder. Put a higher value of themselves now.
Okay.
And I feel it is definitely harder. You can't. It's a lot harder to approach a girl just to take her out on a date.
Do you think women's expectations in a date are higher now because of this industry?
I honestly think my expectations are higher.
What?
My expectations
Your
are higher.
expectations are
My
higher.
expectations are higher. Why? Because I can make money and enjoy myself online with men that are heaps of fun.
Yeah.
So I actually
Facts.
think taking me on a date where it's average, now I put a price to it.
Yes.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. So I can pay for dinner myself. So you
Okay.
gotta do more.
Yeah. I can afford what men can afford. I can afford what men can pay for, I should say.
Okay, so second question is, how do you think did 7.7 or 6.6 billion dollars in revenue? Do you think that means the world is more or less accepting of this industry?
I feel like it is a lot more accepting. I mean, even when you speak to people just in general, you know, like especially older women, older men, and you say that you do, I feel like it's just more like, oh, that's so cool, instead of a very heavily judged industry.
Can I
definitely think.
casually say something? I think this industry was always accepted. I think we're just more publicized now.
Yeah.
Like, I worked in brothels beforehand as a receptionist, and I'll tell you what, I think it was always accepted. I just think now we've got a platform and some people get pissed off about it.
Okay, third question I have for you, how has it affected you specifically or the individual girl when it comes to dating?
To dating? I don't date, so that's...
Do you think that this industry has caused you to not date?
I don't think it's the industry, I think it's my personal choice.
Okay.
I think that...
You seek fulfillment in other places.
I don't personally need to date to feel fulfilled, but I think that the industry, it depends on the person. I don't think it affects somebody or a dating aspect as long as the people have the right mindset.
All right, well, I think I'm different. I will actually tell you the reason I don't date. It's because of the men I dated before, and that had nothing to do with the industry. I moved into the industry and love the industry because of the people I dated before, and they showed me why I shouldn't date and why I have a better life now.
So has the industry affected it at all? Or you just you're out, you've checked out?
I checked out personally.
No.
I checked out personally because of what I dated before. It wasn't the industry that ever made me
No,
stop.
I don't think, I mean, I'm a stripper as well, so I don't think either stripping or OF can change, it hasn't changed my...
Well, what I mean is that but it would change the pool that you can select from because of the way they see you, or maybe it doesn't affect it at all.
To be fair, actually, probably there's going to be a man out there that doesn't want to date someone like me, and that's super okay, and I'm okay with that. So no, definitely, it definitely affects your dating life. Some people don't want to admit there was a girl from OF, and I'm okay with that.
Yes.
And I think 100% it has. That's
Yeah,
fair
no,
enough to say.
definitely. I mean, even in the strip club, a lot of guys come in and they're like, I don't think I could date a stripper because obviously, you know, their partner is getting naked for other men. So it definitely can affect it. But my personal experience and my view on dating hasn't been affected.
What's your podcast?
The Naked Truth.
Naked Truth Podcast?
Yeah.
Where can we find the Naked Truth?
You can find it on YouTube and Spotify. We have an Instagram account as well, which is the naked.truthpod.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Love it. Thank you, guys. All right, here we are with another legend here, Motley Monroe. Molly, first off, why doesn't everybody just live in Las Vegas?
Well, I don't want them all to live in Las Vegas.
It's a secret, right?
It's a secret, hidden secret. Come and visit us,
You know,
though.
25 years ago, I told my friends, like, you guys should live in Austin. It's incredible. And now I can't even live in Austin because
Yeah.
everybody figured it out how great it is.
Too many people, yeah.
Hey, you guys know about your homeless problem and your traffic and your high income taxes? We don't, because we don't have state income taxes. Anyway,
Hey.
all right, so now here's the real question.
Yeah.
The first question is this. How do you think, so 6 years ago, this was a very different world, right?
Yeah.
A lot of girls were not independent content creators, and I'm not talking about girls who do mainstream
Right.
adult work. So many girls have gotten into this space. How do you think that has affected the average man when it comes to dating? Like the fact that there's been such a change?
Ooh, I definitely think it's more challenging to date as a man now because,
Okay.
I mean, most girls that I know and encounter have some form of online sales as far as like OnlyFans, etc.
Yeah.
Pretty much every girl. So I couldn't imagine being a man and dating somebody that's selling their stuff online all the time.
Yeah.
I understand if you're in this industry, but there's even women that aren't in this industry that are doing it as well. So it's not necessarily a choice for the men anymore. It's kind of like an acceptance factor.
Okay, an acceptance factor.
Yeah.
Okay. Second thing I'm gonna ask you is, how has this, somebody just got whipped.
Whipped. I wanna see
somebody-
some bruised
There's some whipping.
booties.
I would show it to you, but I'm not trying to lose my YouTube.
No,
There are
not
people
today.
actually tied up to a chair getting whipped right now.
Oh,
okay?
yeah. For
They're
fun.
paying- and they're waiting in line so that they can get whipped, all right? That's America now. It's capitalism. My second question is, how has this industry, you can either talk about yourself personally or girls that you know,
Okay.
affected your dating life?
I think it's just more challenging in general now too, for the reasons I just talked about. I kind of just let it roll off my back. I don't let it be a deciding factor in who I date because I am who I am, and if they don't like me for who I am, then it's okay. But I still happily date other people,
Yeah.
and if they're not okay with what I do, then on to the next, baby.
But you also like don't judge them for that, right?
Correct.
You can see
Yeah.
how it would be difficult for some people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I definitely agree that it's difficult. Like,
Yeah.
I don't enjoy dating.
Right.
I don't want to date right now. I'm
It's
just,
fun to be in a happy relationship. You're right. It's not always fun to date.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
part is
starting
hard.
over. Ugh.
Okay.
No.
My third question for you is, I believe in 23 they did 6.6 billion. I don't know if they've done more or less, but probably around that same number this year. Do you think that the world is more or less accepting of this industry now?
I would say yes. I think people are kind of getting tired of it, but it's definitely more accepted now because, like I said, a lot of people just have it now. Everyone you meet has an. Your teacher probably has an.
So this is crazy. Like the numbers, I think between women who are between 20 and 40, it was pretty close to about 3% of women had an OF. And so if you were to take women who are exceptionally attractive, I almost guarantee you that number goes up to 8, 9, 10%.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. I agree.
And like it seemed crazy, but like, so some of the numbers like get kind of out of whack. So I asked a bunch of girls, how many girls do you think have boob jobs, like as far as a ratio in the United States? And girls were like 40%. I'm like, no, it's 3% of women in the US have a boob job.
Wow, it's that low?
It's that low. But when I was like OF, there was like, oh, I don't know how many. And I was like, yo, I bet it's, I mean, there's what, I want to say 2 million creators in the US alone. And the vast majority are female.
Well, I won't dive in it too much. We'll save
Yeah.
this for another podcast. But I believe a lot of people have as a second or a third job to pay their bills because the economy sucks. So
That's right.
save that for another time.
That's correct. And if I had one, I would be wearing a mask. And if you guys think that was me, it wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
He's a good guy. He
There we
doesn't
go.
do that.
All right. Thank you so much, Molly.
Yeah, thank you, babe.
Perfect. Here we are with the mayor of Las Vegas, Miss Sarah Jesse. Sarah, I have a couple of questions for you. I've asked several
Hi.
other people. My first question is, what do you think that so just think about 6 years ago how different the world was, right? You didn't didn't have all these individual content creators.
Right.
In the last 6 years, what kind of effect do you think this has had on the average guy as far as dating is concerned?
Oh, yeah, no, I hear it's pretty hard to date, right?
Yes, in general.
Very high expectations these days for girls and guys. So yeah, it's pretty rough out there.
But, and now, do you think, like for the average guy, so about like a third of guys, they don't really get seen by women at all. They have a really hard time. Do you think that it's gotten even harder for them?
Yeah, probably because girls have an expectation of how much money, because girls are making so much money, so they're like, oh, you have to make more or as much as me, but that's a really high standard.
So women are making more money, and they look at images maybe on social media of other guys who make more money than the guys who are asking them out, which makes the whole interaction more difficult.
It's real, yeah, I think so, right? So are people even dating anymore?
We're at record low numbers. So like, here's a funny stat. About 33% of women under 30 are single, but 66% of men under 30 are single.
Yeah, because we're like so self-sufficient. Like, what do you need a man
so
for,
it's self-sufficiency and then a change of like what your expectations are.
Yeah,
okay.
that too.
So the second question I'm going to ask you is, how has it affected the average girl in the industry? You can talk about yourself, your situation, or what you've seen. Is it harder to date, easier to date, and like what are the qualifications?
Well, I've been dating someone for a while now, so I haven't been in the dating scene, so I don't know, but I don't want to be back out there.
You think it'd be difficult?
It would be so difficult, for real. I would probably just be single, like, you know.
So you can see how your online persona would expose you to more people, right? So you have more chances to date, but also what you do may make it difficult for some guys to want to date.
Oh, totally. Like, who wants to date a porn star?
I know a lot of guys that want to date porn stars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which leads me to my third question.
No, it's really
like
not. No, they think it's all great at first, but then when they do, they're like, oh my God, like, no, I want you to quit. I'm like, oh, what happened?
Personally, I'm too picky and jealous. I couldn't do it, but I know a ton of guys who would, okay? Now, my third question is, did $7 billion in revenue, about $6.6 billion in 2023. I think they've done more than that. And you're like, where's my cut?
I'm getting a cut of that.
There you go.
Not a big enough cut, but I'm getting a cut.
All right. What do you think, because of that, do you think that the world is more or less accepting of this industry?
Oh, I think everybody's accepting it, right?
Yeah. Do you think it's more or less? You think it's more?
More, right? Because like the average couple is doing it now.
Yeah. So you think that because that makes them more accepting?
Yeah. More, right?
Crazy. Okay. Awesome.
I think so.
All right. The legend, Sarah Jessica.
But what do I know?
No, I think you have a very unique perspective. I'll tell you why. Because this is one thing interesting about Sarah, is that you have a functioning relationship in Las Vegas as a content creator, and you do adult work.
Yeah.
That's really hard to do, I think.
I've been around for a long time, doing it since 2007.
All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling. All right, so here's my question to you. The first question is, what do you think the changes in, like, say, this over the last couple years? So it's blowing up in, like, say, 2020. What do you think that's done to the dating marketplace worldwide? What effect do you think it's had?
To dating worldwide? Yes. I definitely think that women can be a little bit more selective now, because like we are empowered to like make our own money, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think women should be empowered to be more selective about their relationships and picking good mates and men. Nice.
Now, my second question is, how has this space affected you personally with your dating and relationships?
So for me personally, I actually got married, found my husband because of being in this industry.
How'd you guys meet? Like, how'd you meet your husband from this industry?
My husband hired me as a stripper for his friend's bachelor party.
That is an unbelievable story. That's it. Wait, do go on.
So now we actually are both performers. We're both pro performers together. Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, let me ask you something. Other girls that are in the industry, do you see them ever having an easier time or a harder time because of this with their dating life?
I think it's definitely a lot harder.
Yeah.
I think people are very judgmental, and there's a lot of guys who do not want a woman who's technically like used up. And I don't blame people, you know. I think a lot of men are very insecure, but I also think that like when you find the right person, a lot of men might not necessarily care what like a woman's body count is.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. And you have, let me add this another question. I asked this last year. There are some women who get into this and this is where they belong, like they really enjoy doing this. And there's some women who get into this because they think it's a quick buck or they think this is their road to fame and they get in it for the wrong reason. Have you seen that as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I think a lot of the younger girls get in it and they're like, oh, this is going to be a great way to make fast and easy money. And it can be, but it isn't as easy as they think it is. And so I think a lot of girls get in it. And then unfortunately, because they have been in it, it is stuck with you permanently. And then it is very hard to find relationships and get other jobs and stuff like that. So if you're going to join this industry, make sure it's something that you want to do 100%, which is kind of why I didn't really join the industry until I was like 36 years old. So like I kind of knew what I wanted to do with my life at that point, and I know this is what I want to do. And I was married too when I joined. So
okay. I believe you did over $7 billion in revenue last year. My question to you is, do you think the world in general is more or less accepting of this lifestyle?
I think it's actually getting less accepting.
Really?
Yes, and I think it's actually benefiting and everyone in my industry, because the more taboo it becomes, the more people want to experience these type of things and see these things, and they want to hide it. So it actually is more beneficial to us.
Incredible. All right, well, thank you for sitting there talking to me. It's a really interesting question, something I've always wondered about, because we've never seen things change this fast.
Yeah.
Right, but you just think about what we were all doing 6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's almost all of it, it's usually very different. All right, awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're here at Orangutan's private house DJ rave photo shoot during AVN, and I have Sloan Savage here, and I want to ask you real quick, there's a couple questions. First question I want to ask you is, how do you think that, the last 6 years the world has changed, right? Since the pandemic and then and all these individual creators, how do you think that has affected the average man when it comes to dating?
I believe that when it comes to the average man, I believe that it could become a tool. It really depends on like the person that you ask, because it could be either positive or negative, but it really depends on like how you have an outlook on life.
Do you think that there are some men though that could be like left behind because of the fantasy? No, I mean, not a judgment, but do you understand, like about a third of men just don't get to date anyone,
No growth comes from a place of comfort, and I believe the fantasy that you want to believe in is what you want to choose to, because we can believe in the fantasy and the reality that we actually build, or the fantasy that you want to like become. So it really depends on what you truly want, because me, I'm a fantasy, but I'm actually really sweet, very nice.
Yes.
And
you have 5 pit bulls.
I do have 5 bubbles, and I've been 5150, so I can be your fantasy or worse.
There we go. 5150 for the win. Hashtag 5150. Hey, if you guys know, one other thing. So Sloan, let me ask you, for the average girl in this space, do you think it affects their dating harder, easier? How do you think it changes for the average girl in this space? And I'm talking about, by the way, when I say this space, I mean individual content creators. I don't mean mainstream stars. I mean girls who are doing OF or Panther, stuff like that.
I believe you create what you want to create, and honestly, like for example, like I before I got into this world, other than me having a beautiful, I'm a surgical vet tech in California. I'm actually very intelligent. I used to make my own copy. I built my own websites before ChatGPT, and so I believe that everything can be used as a tool as long as you're very forward in thinking and you do the best that you can, and don't be a
okay, nobody likes liars. Here's the last question. Do you think, is it $7 billion in revenue? Do you think the world is more or less accepting of all of this?
Great question. I believe that it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that if you want to be with the times, you gotta change with the times, because again, no growth comes from a place of comfort, and you just gotta be where we are. And again, if this is a reality game, play the game, build your avatar.
Okay. Got it. All right, let's go swimming. You ready?
Let's
swimming in January. Let's do it. Ready? Let's go. All right, yay. All right, September, my first question for you is, how do you think that this industry over, like, say, the last 5 years, how do you think it's it impacted the average guy when it comes to dating? The average guy.
The average guy, absolutely. Status or so forth. I think this industry has probably, dare I say, hindered the dating industry. 100%.
For average guys.
100%, because this industry is predominantly about looks and so forth, and money and status. And it is like, if you don't have that, sometimes they can make the normal nice guy come off like bad.
Yes.
And unfortunately, like I've met a lot of guys along the way through you as well, who are amazing, good guys who've got lots to offer, but without that status, they get looked over and so forth because of it.
So they're good guys, but they have a marketing problem.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
100%. No, I've met so I've met some people from your show and so forth. And it is down to marketing, it is down to how they perceive and how they portray themselves. It is that whole thing, like women are driven by success. They love success.
Yes.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Who look nice, who are, who aren't boys, swear. We're driven by that.
Okay.
And it is that's our drawn to. And if you are not in that realm, kind of change the whole thing.
Okay, now the next question I'm going to ask you is, how has this industry affected your dating life personally?
Oh gosh, you're hitting the hard ones now, aren't you?
Has it had any effect? Some girls are like it had no effect at all, and some girls were like it was harder. Some girls were like it was easier.
Wholeheartedly, on my heart, and I'll be really honest to you and everyone, is that this industry, I love it. I live and breathe it, and you know that, and I am very grateful for it. How has it affected me? 100%. I've got twins, that are all those things as well. That affects them and so forth. But dating rise, I would struggle to find someone right now.
Pretty hard.
And I wouldn't expect anyone to be okay with my industry right now.
So you understand that it could be difficult.
I would not expect anyone to date me right now.
Really? I know a lot of guys who date you right now.
Yeah, but not the right ones.
Okay, got it. Probably not the right ones.
Okay. So no. So right now, honestly, I would never. Right now, in my industry right now, I wouldn't date anyone.
Okay, got it. Now, did about like over $6.6 billion in revenue. I'm curious, do you think because of that this industry is more or less accepted?
I think it's the polarities are different. I think it's accepted in one way, but not in other ways. People who hate this industry because they are, it's taken away from the normality. I think it's accepted because people got that time online to do it on their own. It's never going away, and that's the thing. Sex is. It's going to be around either online or it's always there. I just think that it's a just different normal for people.
Awesome. All right, I'm excited. Found September. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, guys. All right, Amber, I've got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
First question is, how has this industry, like let's just say all of us were pretty much doing something different 6 years ago, right? The virtual nature,
6 years for sure,
live streaming and adult content that's not mainstream, individual creators. How has that changed the dating space across the world? How do you think it's changed?
0% for me. I'm dating the same way.
No, I know you are,
on
but I'm just saying, be the average guy. How do you think it's changed it for the average guy?
Whoa. I can't be the average guy when I'm a girl.
Yeah, but you're not. But right, you still have to have like some empathy for your fan base, right?
For them? Okay,
yeah.
So like what would I perspective for them?
What do you think their life has changed? How do you think their life has changed over like the last 6 years?
Probably not as great.
The average guy. Probably not as great? Here, hold the microphone closer, yeah.
Good luck on that.
Okay, so why do you think it's not as great?
I mean, everything's been liquidated down. There's a lot of girls that are doing a lot more for a lot less.
And they're doing it more virtually.
Yeah.
They're like not going out as much.
They don't have to even meet you. So there's 0% chance that they're going to fall in love with you.
Okay, got it. So you say it's probably harder for the guys on the lower end.
For the guys, for sure.
But the guys who probably have like a social media presence or whatever is probably better. You don't think so?
Depending on the girl.
Yeah. Okay, now the next question I'm going to ask you is, how do you think it has affected you personally?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
How did you meet the guy you're dating now? I think I know because I've known the both of you before you met each other.
Well, that would take a couple hours session of questioning and answering.
Yeah.
To get through that.
But like through a friend. But like through a friend.
Yes.
A friend of a friend.
Through a friend, unintended and not industry related.
Okay, got it. Beautiful, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this.
You're welcome.
And by the way, the last 5 guys you dated, where'd you meet them?
Oh, gross. Like.
Girls introduced you?
No, I said gross.
Gross, guys. Dating is gross.
Last 5 I dated gross.
Okay, that's it. That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
I literally, I've never been on a dating site, nothing like that. So it's all been through
friends.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking. That's what I was trying to get at. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Amber.
You're welcome.
All right, Janae.
boobs and lowered a little.
Okay, here we go. Lower
There you go.
Okay,
yeah.
Danae, I have two questions for you. All right.
Yes.
The first question is, how do you think that the recent advents in the adult industry have affected dating overall? Meaning, like a lot of girls like getting on stuff like that, just the whole dating space and overall, and the AI girlfriend, stuff like that. How do you think it's affected it?
Well, I have a very positive outlook on it. Obviously, there's negative side and positive, but what I see is it's kind of transitioning people to go outside more and like engage in actual human interaction instead of just virtual. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're here for, is human interaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. My second question is, how do you think it's affected you personally? Like you would say over the last couple of years, how do you think this industry has affected you personally with your dating life?
Well, for one, I don't date. I have many boyfriends, but dating is not a thing. I have relationships with people, and they're very authentic, very real. And when I meet somebody and we have a connection, I tell them everything straight up front. This is what I do. This is who I am. You either accept it or you don't, and it's been working for me.
Do they ever not accept it?
Yes, there's been some. Usually in the beginning, they like to pretend that they will accept it because maybe they want to try it out, and not everybody's meant for this lifestyle, and that's okay. And it's a learning experience.
All right, awesome. Danae, thank you for enlightening us. This has been really great. Thank you. We're going to ask a bunch of people these questions, and I'll tell you when we put you in the video.
Love it. Love you guys. Happy AVN.
All right, we're with two legends here. We got Lacey and Sonia here. Now, here's my question for you guys. How do you think this industry changing over the last, say, 6 years? Because it's changed a lot in the last 6 years with like individual content creators. How do you think that has affected dating in general, and more specifically for like the average guy? How do you think it's affected dating?
I think personally AI is kind of changing the game because some people just don't have game.
Yeah.
They're like in their basements and playing video games all day, and they don't really know how to talk to women in person, so the easier way is going through AI, and they're making the experience more realer for people. So I think AI is what's changing the game.
What do you think? What do you think has changed for an average man?
I'm gonna go with a positive note. So everyone now can date a star almost, because every girl have OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So let's see it as a good thing.
So virtual, it's like a girlfriend experience is what they should do.
Yeah, you can date a star now.
Okay.
Everyone has an OnlyFans.
Okay, now here, Lacey, how has this affected your dating life specifically, like the industry?
It's only made me more and more because no one wants to take me serious, and I love that because I don't want to do it either. I just want to, like, I really don't care.
I came here to spread the word of God. I did not know this was going to happen. No, I appreciate it.
Jesus loves me. He made me to. He created me to have with everyone.
I appreciate your honesty. Thank you so much. How has this affected your dating life specifically?
Well, I'm married
Yes.
and I have many boyfriends, so I love it. I love to be in the super.
Okay. One more question here. Did over $7 billion, I think, in revenue last year, somewhere around that number. Do you think that the world has become more or less accepting of this industry?
I think more now because they have no option and they secretly love it. Anyways, like, look in your search history. Stop lying to yourself.
Well, it's at a bit of more negative note on my side. I feel what I see, I don't know if I'm right, but I feel that people in the States are really over OnlyFans.
Wait, but the thing is, Sonia, one thing that you have done, you've been on Fresh and Fit and whatever and gotten subs from it, correct?
Oh yeah.
So like, even though they were negative, you still got a bunch of subscribers.
Yeah, but like the popular opinion is negative,
Yeah.
but people just be behind the screen and still subscribe.
Awesome. Awesome. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Oh,
Thank you.
I love the shirt there.
I know.
Pretty cool.
It's awesome.
All right. Thank you guys.
We love you, Mike.
Okay, now I have a couple of questions for you. The first one is, because this industry has changed so much in the last 5 years, right? How has this industry affected dating in general, like for the average guy? How do you think it's affected?
It's literally like Fallout. All these are gooners. They're out here about to shoot their because it's really we're not dating. We're just allowing subs to come our way, you know.
So you're
submissives.
just submissives and subs to come out and see you. So it's probably been a little bit harder for men in the dating space, right?
Right, yeah, totally sucks. Dating sucks.
How has this industry affected you personally with your dating?
Well, everyone sees me as a fetish, so it's been really hard. So I haven't been really dating. So I'm just everyone's girlfriend. I'm the internet's girlfriend. I'll be your girlfriend at this point. Because I can't keep a man today. I must save my life.
Okay, my next question is, I believe it did over $7 billion last year.
Period.
And so my question is, do you think the world is more or less accepting of this?
Yeah, it's way more exciting. I mean, doing now. It's like a normal thing. The teachers doing, the nurses doing. It's just a normal bread and butter now, you know. So I think it's cool. I think, you know, OnlyFans has spread the wings, you know. So I made everything fly, you know. Like I walked so the run.
It was your sacrifices.
I started. It was on my back.
It was her sacrifices. All of these women can make money getting naked online because of her sacrifices.
Exactly.
She's
You're welcome.
Andrew Tate of all.
Literally, you guys need to know. You got to bow down to the goddess.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sonny.
All right.
Okay, Madison, I got a couple questions for you.
All right.
The first question is, this whole change to the industry that's happened over like the last 5 years, right? The explosion of the individual content creators.
Absolutely.
What do you think it's done for the average man dating in the world?
Ooh, I think everyone has become a lot more transactional, which I don't think is necessarily a negative thing. I think it was always transactional, but we're just more upfront about it nowadays.
Got it. And then how has this changed your dating life personally?
You know what? I was always like such a growing up. So for me, like when people say like, how does doing adult work affect your dating life, like you just asked, it really hasn't changed much. I think guys kind of respect that I'm open about it now versus like finding out like, oh, like she did all this stuff with my friends or ran around town, you know. But I think at least like, I'm monetizing it so they can respect that.
Okay, so this is where you want to be. Like nobody exploited you into doing stuff like this.
No, not at all.
But you know there are some girls who like probably shouldn't. They don't have the right attitude, or they shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, or maybe they felt like because they looked good, or you know they were like good looking, or you know they had a boyfriend who told them they were good at it, they should try it. But that's okay. People try things, they don't work out. That's all right.
Incredible. Now, next question is the last few guys that you dated. Where did you meet them?
The last one the guy I'm dating right now, I met on Instagram.
Okay.
And the last two I met at a party.
Okay, but was it a party where you knew other people there?
Yes.
So like a friend group?
Yeah, friend group.
A friend group.
Through
Got
friends,
it.
yes.
Beautiful. Awesome, Madison. Thank you so much. You're saving the world one man at a time. All right, guys, so you saw all the Q&As. The thing that I thought was most interesting about this whole interaction was the first question that I asked, which was, do you think that this has had a negative or positive effect for the average guy? So many women doing adult work. And the answer's obvious, right? You guys already know what my answer is going to be. The answer is it's decimated the average guy. It's terrible for them. Not only are you having so many men become even more addicted to pornography, additionally, you have women who would have made good girlfriends and wives who are getting pulled into pornography when normally they wouldn't be able to do that because this machine is so effective at recruiting people to get into it and the money is so easy. That's the correct answer. But of course, you heard girls in there being like, yeah, I don't know. It could be helpful or hurtful. You heard some girls telling the truth. But of course, it's hard for them to tell the truth about this because why? It hurts their business. It's like Elon Musk telling you that electric vehicles are a bad idea. These women are not going to tell you that girls doing all this sex work is bad for men dating. And honestly, to be fair, the average guy, they don't care about you in the first place, which is why, if of all the other reasons you guys should not be subscribing to adult websites, besides the fact that it screws up your dopamine levels and it actually makes you worse with women, the main reason why you should do it is because they don't care about you. Why are you giving them money? Why are you giving money to people who just don't even respect you at all? That's the main reason why I would say to do that. So here's the second part of this, which was the second question I asked them was, how has this affected your dating life personally? And in this case, I think we got a little bit more honesty. We got some girls being like, well, I don't date anymore because I make so much money and I can just go and have fun with a bunch of people. And then a few of them told a little bit more of the truth, and you guys kind of knew where I was going with this, which is high status men don't really want to settle down with women who do this kind of work. And it's true. For the most part, it is true. Now, to be fair, the girls that I've dated before, have we had, threesome Bible studies with girls like this before? Of course we have. It's super fun, but we don't date them seriously. And it's not that, again, a ton of them are friends of mine. A lot of these girls I think are incredible, and I'm really good friends with them, but I would never date them because they kind of have some red flags. And I asked the girls, I'm like, do you see how you doing this line of work would be difficult for a man to take you seriously and want to date you? And a lot of them were honest about that one. That was the kind of the difficult part. But they're like, well, I make so much money and my standards are higher. And this has happened, and you can kind of see it when a woman who does this kind of work, when she raises her standards, even though she's doing adult work, there's kind of a conundrum here because you're raising your standards even though more men aren't taking you seriously. So here's where the rubber meets the road and why there's so much confusion here. For a man, my sexual market value is defined by the attractive women that will have sex with me. As a woman, her sexual market value is defined by the most high status man that will commit to her. But she's confused because of the masculine way she's being taught, because of social media and academia and feminism, etc., that her sexual market value is based on who she can have sex with. And by the way, really attractive women, when they think that they can have sex with a guy, they're usually right. You'd be surprised how many stars that guys would not take seriously for a relationship, but if she threw herself at a guy, even if he was high status, he would still have sex with her. This is something Justin Waller put it very succinctly. He's like, on a right Tuesday, if I'm feeling some kind of way and you bring a 4 in here, I'll bend her over that table right there. But then she thinks when she has sex with me that she's on my level, okay? And that's the same type of situation here. Because what happens with a lot of these girls is because they get attention from so much men, they actually think that high status men would marry them. Now, are there men who will marry them? Yes, guys, this is the big one. For those of you who are in the red pill space, for those of you who are in the space where you watch a lot of this content and you're like, yeah, stick it to those girls, I got bad news for you. Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue, someone will ask them to marry them. I guarantee you, a man will get down on his knees and ask Lily Phillips to marry him. And when it happens, it will go mega viral, and Lily Phillips will make even more money and start talking about what a wonderful guy he is. And then you're going to see all these women on TikTok saying that what a brave man he is for marrying Lily Phillips. But when you get to know this guy, if we do any kind of research, we're going to find out that this guy has some serious mental problems. No normal heterosexual guy. There is an exception. If the guy's bisexual or whatever, maybe that could be a caveat for this. But for the most part, a high status dude who's heterosexual is not going to want to marry a woman who does this publicly. Even if he had no problem with it publicly, the embarrassment that comes along with it would be problematic. Okay, that's generally what happens. Now, there's another issue that's going on here, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. Look at content creators like Adam22 or Neon. They are, for lack of a better term, either getting cheated on or cuckolded or embarrassed by the woman that they're dating, and it's causing them to become more famous. This is the lesson you got to learn. And I had a conversation recently with Andrew Tate, and one of the things I do respect about him is that he's not going to the level where he needs to embarrass himself on camera in order for him to get more followers, where we're watching this happen with so many other content creators. Like, for instance, Destiny. I don't think Destiny did this on purpose, but you see the situation that happened where he was in an open relationship with his wife, and then his wife goes off and pretty much embarrasses him, and it does. I know he might not admit that, but it was pretty embarrassing when she's hitting on another guy while they're on a live stream, right? So that's the issue there, right? And so the whole thing I'm going to try to explain to you is because this is in the zeitgeist, because so many people are comfortable with this lifestyle, you're going to see more and more men be comfortable with this sort of woke, liberal, male feminist view of, hey, I let my girl other guys and it's not that big of a problem. For those of you who heard that and it caused you to cringe inside, you're like, yo, I don't want my girlfriend to fuck other dudes. That's gross. That's weird. Everything about that feels wrong. I'm here to let you know that's okay, because the world isn't. The world is telling you should be accepting of this. The world is telling you that if you have a girlfriend or a wife who has friends that they're friends, and they want to go out on a girls' trip to Vegas, or a girls' trip to Miami, or a girls' trip to Dubai, internally that's not a good idea for your relationship. I'm here to let you know you're correct. You're not crazy. I'm here to a lot of you have been thinking, man, am I crazy? Is the world actually telling me that this is okay? I'm here to let you know you're not crazy. The way you feel about this is correct. Anyway, so the point of this video, and I know a lot of guys are going to be in the comments, these girls are trash. Why do you interview them? I don't care about their opinion. I'm not here to try to convince you to date these women. I would not want you to date these women. If you wanted to be friends with these women, or if you wanted to hire these women to be, I don't know, advertisers for you, or work for your company, or do some kind of modeling for you, I don't have a problem with that. But I would not recommend that you date women who do work like this. And by the way, let me say one other thing, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I know this. I don't consider doing a bikini competition work. In fact, here's the crazy thing. I don't even consider being a stripper work. work is where there's sex work. To me is three things. It's guy, girl, or prostitution. But guy, girl, or prostitution. That's the only thing to me that's sex work. Even girl to me is not sex work. Girl is just, it's not sex work. It's just beautiful. That's all it is. It's just gorgeous. I want to let you guys know the reason why I made this video is because I want you guys to understand what it is that's drawing women into this place and how it's affected them. And then also, I want you to understand that for the most part, a lot of you guys are out there suffering, and all of these sedations like pornography and video games are out there for you. They don't care. The video game companies don't care that you're poor and fat. These girls do not give a shit that you're not getting laid. So stop giving them your money. Got it? Awesome. The other thing I want to say is, you know, this has been kind of a big part for me. I'm not judgmental. A lot of the girls that you saw in this video are friends of mine. I consider them friends. I would go to their baby shower. I would go to their funeral. I would go to their wedding. They would come to mine. They're my friends. There's nothing wrong. What we talk about in this program is discernment without judgment. The hatred that you might have towards women who hurt you or women who are making $500,000 a year doing OF when you're sitting there having to struggle at your job, that hatred for you is not productive. Great thing I want you guys to check out was the interview between Andrew Tate and Patrick Bet-David, where Patrick Bet-David brought up a great point. There's this part of, it's called the unfair culture, where the world was unfair to you. If you live in that unfair culture, I promise you, you will be broken alone for the rest of your life. Is the world unfair? Yes, it's unfair. Of course it's unfair. You have 19-year-old streamers who are making so much money, and this guy who's been working in a steel mill his whole life, he gets injured and he has to like live in poverty, eating dog food out of a can. Like, of course the world is unfair. But when you start becoming a victim to that unfairness, then you're done. So these women are here doing this work at AVN, and you think, well, this is unfair and I hate them. That hatred that you take with you, it's not the reason why your arms are skinny. It's not the reason why you can't bench press your body weight. It's not the reason why you didn't build a business. It's not the reason why you're not successful. It's not the reason why you're fat. These women didn't keep you from going to the gym. These women didn't keep you from reading books that helped you with your business and helped you with your networking, helped you with your leadership, and helped you with your communication. These women didn't do any of that. So is the world unfair? Yes. But at the same time, you have to make the choice that you're not going to be a victim. And for the last time, stop giving these women your money. I'll see you in the next video.